Hi there, Sarada here from youreventmarketingpartner.com, and I'm back again with some more simple, easy strategies to help you get started with your workshop or live event to get you attracting more clients and multiplying your income. This week, I've had another question from one of my readers, and this is from Alison, and she asks, what is the best way to determine the proper format for your event? Now, this is an excellent question because there are so many different types of events out there. You could do something that's virtual, you could do something that's live, and then when it's live, it could be half a day, a few hours, it could be a multi-day retreat. And if you're getting started doing an event, you could be really put off by some of the top gurus who are doing multi-day conferences. They're filling the room, and you might sort of think, gosh, how on earth am I going to do that? Well, I'm going to break it down for you. I'm going to give you three simple strategies so that it's not as scary as trying to put on something really big, and you can actually get started very quickly. So the first thing you need to decide when you're trying to figure out what type of event is who are you actually doing the event for? And this is something that's common with whenever you're thinking about any type of event. When you're thinking about how to market the event, when you're thinking about what to put in the event, you always have to think of who the event is for. So an example is when you're deciding on the format, an example I like to use is employees versus business owners. So if you're trying to target employees in a particular sector, they tend not to have a lot of free time during the day. They have to be at their desks in fixed times during the day. So you might want to try evening events, or you might even want to do something they could do in their lunch hour, which could either be at a physical location near to the office, or it could be online, it could be a webinar. So that's one thing to bear in mind. Business owners, on the other hand, by definition, they tend to network a lot. And so having a daytime event is something that could appeal to them, maybe in the morning before they then can go off to their place of work or their other meetings. And also, because business owners like to network, try to include an element of networking before you actually get started with the content. So that's the first thing. Who is it you're actually trying to approach with your event? The next thing you want to think about is what is the content you're actually going to be delivering? For example, are you going to be delivering a lot of in-depth teaching and training? Are you going to be just allowing people to network amongst themselves and maybe give a talk? Are you going to be doing maybe a taster workshop which leads into another event or sells your products into another program or service? Because if you think about it, if you think about events that you've been to, if you've ever been somewhere where you actually learnt a great deal, it probably was longer than half an hour. It was probably about 1 to maybe even 3 days. So you came away and you got a lot of content. Whereas if you think of the talks you might have been to, they would probably be very general. It'd probably give you 1 or 2 steps of a particular system, 1 or 2 tips, and then the speaker would then give you the chance to work with them further. So that's exactly the approach you need to take with your events. If you're going to be delivering full-on training, intensive training, then at least a full day, possibly even 2 days. And you might also want to keep it quite small. Again, if you think back to events you might have been to, you've probably got a lot more from events that were no more than about 15 or 20 people rather than hundreds and hundreds. Again, if you're going to just give people a taster, a few tips on how to lose weight, for example, or how to get started with cold calls, or whatever your area of business might be, then yeah, just an hour or half day even out of your audience's time is perfect. It gives them enough information to sort of get some value, but also leads into something a bit more substantial later. So that's number 2, the type of content. Number 3 is don't fix what isn't broken. Now, I'm not always a fan of this saying because I do like to fix things that aren't broken. I do like to push the envelope and try new things. But if you're starting out, you haven't done events before, look around at your market, see what they already attend. What sorts of events are very popular, well attended? The organisers, do they get good returns on them? What are those kind of events? Are they multi-day conferences? Are they half-day workshops? Are they 1 or 2 hour networking evenings with a talk thrown in? Have a look at what actually works in your market. Do something similar just to start with, and then once you get more confident, you can play around with it. And you can find out this information if you look at journals, websites, blogs, where your target market are likely to be reading or hanging out. Go on Facebook, look at Facebook groups that are your target market, where they gather, join in discussions and see what people are going to, what people are really excited about. And that will give you a really good idea as to what type of event you need to be putting on. And the final thing, and I suppose this is maybe one of the most important things, is the budget. And again, when you're starting out, you might not have thousands of pounds or thousands of dollars to spend on your event, and you really don't need to, if I'm honest. But you might think, well, I really still want to do an event, but I don't have a lot of money. So look at what funds you have available to set aside to putting on the event. Think about all the things like the venue, the time you need to spend to actually put the event together, any extra help you might need, or the promotions that you need to do. Think about all of that and look at all of that as a whole, and then that will also determine what type of event might be best for your budget. So Alison, I hope that helped you, and for everybody else who's watching, I hope that helped you too. And please leave me a comment below if you want to leave me your thoughts about types of events and how you decide on how to put on your first event, or if you're quite seasoned at events. Thank you so much for watching, and if you want more, don't forget to hit subscribe and visit www.youreventmarketingpartner.com for exclusive content and your free event marketing success kit. Till next time, bye.